For those who don't know her, who are like Kmele, so young.
Yeah. I've seen Cheers.
Let's take a little walk down memory lane. Cheers, you got to understand, people who weren't around watching it at the time, it was the thing to watch when there were only 3 things on television. I mean, we all watched Cheers. It was like you would set your alarm so that you were it was at 8:00 or on Thursday nights, and you would watch Cheers. You had an appointment with Sam Malone, and you'd go to the little bar where everybody knew your name. And Kirstie Alley came in as sort of the new manager of Cheers when somehow Sam lost ownership of the bar. And she began as this buttoned up figure who always had this sort of weakness. She was way more frail than she outwardly projected. And you fell in love with her really quickly because she tried to be so tough, but you could see she was kind of a hot mess. And our producers put together just a little bit of a montage of some of her work. Here's Kirstie Alley.
I'm the wife of a plumber. We're going to have a whole bunch of little plumbers. And the horrible part of it is that he's too good for me.
Gee, Miss Al. Mrs. Santry.
And my name's Mrs. Santry.
I think I'm beginning to see you in a whole new light.
Well, why don't you tell me what you see?
You have a really weird face. Your eyebrows are growing together like a big, old, ugly caterpillar. Oh, look. They're cutting the cake. Sam, just because I put my work before my social life does not mean I don't have boyfriends. I have boyfriends. I could pick up that phone and have a dozen dates for Friday night.
Yeah, but could you get one as great looking as I am?
Blindfolded, gagged, and with both hands tied behind my back. We were just talking about a party Friday night. Let me see. My choices are, I'm a boozy slut or a complete idiot.
I'd go with the idiot.
I already did.
Oh, such good stuff. She was amazing. And she, honestly, like you mentioned, Look Who's Talking and, many other films and television shows that made her a household name. And then yesterday when it was announced that she had died, she would have been just universally celebrated. As you point out, Moynihan, you don't have to do the thing, but I'm sorry to do it. Here's just a couple of, here's some color on what you were hearing, okay? Kirstie Alley became a Trump-supporting, COVID-conspirating nightmare of a person before she died. I'm not even sad. Then, again, I liked her in Cheers, on Veronica's Closet. She seemed ballsy and bold, great hair. Then she seemed odd, Scientology odd. Then she became a Trump-loving idiot. I'm sorry she died. I wish cancer on no one. No doubt should be missed by those who loved her. Oh, okay. We had to point out she became a Trump-loving idiot. Like, why can't people... It reminds me of something that Roger Ailes once said to me, about how he knew that when he died, nothing but terrible things would be written about him. He knew. And so any good he did in his life, he just did it because he genuinely wanted to do good. He didn't do it because he thought it would wind up reflecting well on him in his obit. And the truth is that if you are right-leaning, right of center with heterodox views, a leftist Hollywood person who voted for Trump, that's how your obit will sound. That's how people will talk about you when you're gone. And there's something really disgusting about it. It's unseemly.
Particularly when it's not your business, right? I don't mean it's not someone's business to pay attention, but that's not the business she was in. The thing that happened was Twitter. The thing that happened was the internet. And now we had a megaphone and we could actually talk about the things that interested us and talk about the things that we were thinking. Kirstie Alley didn't run for office. She wasn't, running for local council and she wasn't a national political figure, but she did talk about politics in the way that everybody talks about politics when you see that on Facebook or you see that amongst your family and friends. And, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, if we start kind of bifurcating the country into those we agree with and disagree with on that, and everything becomes politicized. I won't go to this pharmacy because I saw the pharmacist online and he was talking about some political view that I disagree with. It's just a very poor way to live. And you're poorer for cutting off people who you disagree with. I mean, look, I think that The documentary that HBO had about Scientology was fantastic. I think the whole thing is a very bizarre cult. I don't begrudge her for being in it. I'm kind of fascinated by it. But particularly when she dies, I'm not going to say, here are your religious beliefs, and I'm going to start questioning them now in wondering if that has any effect on your death. It's just a very dark way of looking at the world.
They wouldn't have been doing that if not for the Trump support and some of the COVID questions she raised. Go ahead, Matt.
Correct. I mean, are we going to say that about John Travolta? Are we going to say about Beck, one of my favorite musicians? Is that going to lead his thing? Probably not, because they didn't support Trump. I recall like 10, 15 years ago, the Tea Party was getting off the ground. The drummer of the Velvet Underground, Mo Tucker, right? Not the world's most popular band, but super influential. The people who love the Velvet Underground, famously, it was said the 5,000 people bought their first record and they all started bands. And she was a drummer and she was great. And just like this strange, polite woman from, I think, Nebraska or Kansas, and she was spotted at a Tea Party rally. And my God, so many people were so like foundationally upset that the drummer on a 1968 record that they revered used their First Amendment rights to go and show up at a rally. It shows that people who are like standard issue Democratic voters are used to having the culture on their side. They have no practice of enjoying art from people with whom they disagree. Come into our world. You don't have to agree with me politically. I mean, God knows I don't. But come into our world of being outnumbered, and then you could just enjoy the art for what it is, and you don't care what their politics are. Moynihan loves Billy Bragg. They don't have the same politics. That's fine.
Bon Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all Bon Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern-day world. From blue light glasses to red light therapy to EMF management and circadian-friendly lighting, Bon Charge products help you naturally address the issues of our modern-day way of life effortlessly. Their glasses come in non-prescription, prescription, and in reading options. Bon Charge also has other amazing products like low blue light bulbs, red light therapy devices, EMF 5G protection, and 100% blackout sleep masks. Love those, all backed by science. They can ship worldwide in rapid time, and most importantly, they have easy returns and exchanges. Go to boncharge.com/MK and use the coupon code MK to save yourself 20% off your order. That's boncharge.com/MK and use that coupon code MK to save 20% off your order. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.